What's going on, friends? I want to discuss today a common question that I get, something that comes up often with athletes is how often should you work out? How much should you be working out? And if you're anything like me, when I first started, the answer was as much as my body and my mind and my emotions could possibly handle because more is better, right? Well, what I've learned is that while yes, you do need to push yourself. I mean that is a given in this realm. Being an athlete, you have to be able to push yourself to give your body a stimulus to adapt. But there's a concept called the minimum effective dosage, or the med, and which basically means that you want to figure out what is the minimum amount of work required to produce the stimulus that you need for your body to adapt. Now, that's going to look a lot different for a lot of different people in a lot of different circumstances. When you are just starting out and you don't really have any experience in the weight room, you haven't trained yourself to do any kind of regimented program, then even one time a week, one workout might be enough and might almost be too much to send you over the edge or to create the stimulus that you need for your body to adapt. So a lot of times what I commonly see is people, they start working out and then they want to jump into some program that's meant for an athlete that has years of experience, and they either burn themselves out, they hurt themselves, or they're so sore they can't even move for 2 weeks. And then ultimately they're overtaxing their body's ability to recover from whatever it is that might be, whatever the exercise was, whatever the program was. So depending on where you're at, depending on your experience level, that's going to be one factor to determine how much you should be working out. And another factor is obviously is going to be the intensity and the volume. If you are doing a lot of volume, you're doing 10 sets of 10 on 10 different exercises, then one workout, again, might be enough to hold you over for a whole week. It might take you a whole week to recover from that one workout. So basically, a lot of times what I see is people that they're overtraining, they're doing too much, and I fell into this same trap. And basically that means that the rate at which they're breaking themselves down from their training exceeds the rate at which their body can recover and grow from their training. And this is where the concept, more is not better. Because if you're doing more than your body's ability to adapt from that, then you just keep digging yourself in a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. And while some advanced athletes, that might be a structured plan for a short period of time to produce what would be called a super compensation. But for the majority of athletes, if you can't show up and you can't improve upon your last workout at least by 1%, then you might need to modify, or you might be doing too much. And along with that, you have to look at everything that's going on outside of the gym, because obviously your recovery capacity can also be trained just like your body can be trained. And there's things that you can do to enhance your recovery. I mean, this is why people gravitate towards using performance enhancing drugs, because it enhances their recovery. And therefore, if you can enhance your recovery, then you can do more work. But there's a lot of things that you can do naturally that, in my opinion, can be even more beneficial than taking performance enhancing drugs, because you don't have to deal with any of the side effects. And these are things as simple as getting to bed on time, making sure you're getting good quality sleep, making sure you have practices in your life to help you effectively manage your mind and your emotions and your thoughts, making sure you're getting quality nutrition, making sure you're staying away from foods, highly processed foods and supplements that actually take more out of your body to process than they're actually providing your body. Because it all comes in, it's all a function of balance. So training is a stress, not getting the right nutrition is a stress, not getting enough sleep is a stress, not breathing properly can be a potential stress. So when it comes to your training, you have to be able to manage all of these different areas and maximize the things that you have control over, optimize the things that you have control over. So that way you're going to be able to maximize your recovery, which is going to allow you to train more. Because again, you want to be able to get as much work as you can in through your training, because usually the athlete that can handle the most volume is the athlete that ultimately will win in the end, because they're able to do more work over a period of time. But if you can't recover from that work, then that work is pointless. So there's two main concepts. So one is the med. So you want to find the minimum effective dosage to create a response, and you really don't need too much more than that, because then you're overworking yourself. And then two, you want to do everything that you can to enhance your body's ability to recover, so that you can start to slowly increase the amount of work that you're able to do to a point. Because again, you don't need to do extra work for the sake of doing extra work if it's not ultimately something that you can recover from. So start to play around with that. That might look like, starting out with 3 days of full body training per week if you're just starting out. Or that might look like actually scaling back your training. I went from training 10 sessions a week to down to 4 sessions a week, and I've actually been getting more progress that way, because I can actually better recover from the training that I'm doing versus just continually driving myself and into the ground and not being able to recover from that. So play around with that, and if you need specific help, obviously you can reach out to me and we can work through that process together to see what that looks like for you and your individual circumstances and your needs. But if you take those concepts and you implement them, you will get stronger, you will recover better, and you will be a better athlete. So I hope this helps. Make sure to like, subscribe, and keep an eye out for more of these on the way. I'll talk to you next time.